Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Image Bearers. I'm Lacey Connor. Before we start this, I do want to shout out some people that this episode is funded by. We thank you so much for Sage Miller. Also, you might know her from episode 39, Cancer Saved My Life. Great one. If you have not checked it out, please do. And then I also want to say thank you to Amanda Cavender and Stacy Philippi. Thank you guys so much. Couldn't have done it without you guys. And thank you for believing in the Image Bearers mission. All right. Let's start this off. All right. Hello, Grace.
Hey.
I'm so excited to have you on because this is you're a person that I actually went to school with. I mean, I've had two other people I went to school with, but it was great for you to reach out and stuff because I always had great memories of you and stuff.
Yeah, we had fun.
Those
are the days I've only to go back.
I know, right? Once you grow up, you're like,
why did I want to grow up?
I know we were also middle school, high school kind of time, and we thought I don't know, it was just now looking back, I'm like, I was so silly. We were the most, especially now that I listen to some of the music I listened to before. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, what was that? Who did I think I was?
I don't even, those days were fun though. They just were fun.
They were so carefree.
Yeah. We just had fun. School was fun. Right. Sports were fun.
We didn't have to have jobs.
No.
We didn't have to actually worry about getting more toilet paper or, running out of the trash bags.
Fills.
Right. None of those things.
No.
Now it's I worry about if I have enough, I was putting an order in for Costco and I was like, do we have enough toilet paper? I gotta see if we have toilet paper. Do we have paper towels? And I'm like, when I was younger, I didn't have to worry about, I didn't even think about how I was going to have to worry about toilet paper.
Yeah. I run out of milk all the time now.
Right.
But
before you would drink tons of milk and not even worry about it.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't even tell people I drank all the milk. I would just drink it, throw it away.
Yeah. And then there's more.
And then
next day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
But now we're those moms that have to be okay, all right, this, we need to get this, we need to get that. And now stuff appears. Yeah. We do the same thing to our children now.
Yeah. My kids humble me. They're always like, you're out of this. You're out of that.
Well, that's good they let you know. See, you've implemented that. That's
good. Oh, yeah. They know to let me know what they're out of.
Is it good or bad?
It's good. They're sweet, but
they're sweet. Sometimes
they will let me know for sure. Yeah. London yesterday was like, you told me for a month you'd get me cream of wheat. And I was like, all right, we'll get the cream of wheat when we were at Meijer the other night. So
did you get it?
We did. She had some for breakfast this morning. It was like watching Pooh Bear eat his honey.
Uh-huh.
She just
cream of wheat.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not gonna lie. She's kind of eating old person food.
It's delicacy. My dad loved it.
Oh, he did?
Yes. Yeah. He made the best cream of wheat.
Did he make it did they make it from scratch or did he use one of the
just the box.
What kind of cream of wheat are you getting?
Just the regular, the red box?
Uh-huh.
I don't even know that
okay,
one.
The red box.
Yep, with milk.
All right.
Some sugar.
All right. I'm not going to lie. I've only made it for geriatric patients, but to each its own.
London's an old soul.
There you go.
Yeah, she is.
I'll let it be. I don't judge her. She's keeping it old school. She's thinking, a lot of people want, Cheerios. Not even Cheerios. What do they want? I wonder what kind of sugary goodness do people
Kids?
Yeah, kids.
Lucky Charms.
Yeah, Lucky Charms.
Frosted Flakes.
She was like, just give me something that's going to make me regular.
Yeah. Yeah, she really is like that. My other two sugar for breakfast, mini muffin.
Yeah.
And
mini muffin. The ones in the that come in the thing, you open them up.
Yeah, the little 4-pack.
Chocolate chip or what flavor you got?
Birthday. Jackson is birthday.
Okay,
birthday and a protein shake every morning. That's him.
At least he's getting his protein yogurt with the sugar.
Yeah, right? Balance. All
balance.
About balance.
You've got to. If you have that sugar, you have that protein.
Yeah.
With the diabetes 101 right there.
He is every morning too. Some mornings I'm like, can we eat something? No, that's just morning routine.
It's okay. Did they have birthday cake when we were growing up? I thought it was just chocolate chip and blueberry.
I remember chocolate chip and blueberry. And the brownie ones, I think, right?
Oh, I don't know. I think they may have been around.
Yeah.
But those were chef's kiss. Mwah.
Yeah. They're too sweet to me now.
Yeah, no,
I
it's because
can't
we're
eat them.
old,
Yeah.
right? Like, I
I'm
don't know what
like,
happened. We used to be cool, and now, like, we go to bed early.
yeah,
We can't eat some of this stuff because it's too sugar. It hurts our tummies.
yeah. Heartburn.
Heartburn, right?
Yeah.
Dude, and we're not even how old are you? You're about
36.
36, I'm 35. Like,
I was at work yesterday. I didn't even eat anything. I only had water, and I was like, I have heartburn. Like,
well, it's probably from not eating, fool.
I didn't have breakfast yet, so I
Why
was
did
like,
you just start working?
it's the morning. The kids take it up, so I get to work,
All right.
and then I'm like, I should eat something. So
Then sometimes you just don't feel like it. By the time you've sat down, sorry, you're like, I might as well just freaking work.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I get you.
I'll eat at lunch.
Right. And then
Usually.
I guess that time you don't want to eat at lunch either.
Yeah, yeah. At that point, I'm just not even hungry anymore. A liquid breakfast. Shout out to the Alani's,
Right.
I have a protein shake I'll drink too.
All right. See, I got to
But
work on that because breakfast time, like morning time, I'm just, by the time I've made, and I've only made, like, I have 3 kids. So it doesn't take, I'm not making like tons of whole meals. But just like by the time they eat breakfast, I'm like, dude, I don't even want to make food.
yeah,
I'm cool.
by the time you gotta get them up early, drop them, feed them, get them
Right.
ready, get them out on the bus or drop them at school.
Right.
Like it's just time to go to work.
I've already lived a whole life.
Yeah.
By then. I've already argued with people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, all I need is a cup of coffee, honestly, in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I'm good. Like, I can't deal with my children until I have coffee. Like, so I used to be like, I'm gonna wait like an hour before because I've heard like it's supposed to dehydrate you too much in the morning if you drink coffee. I tried that and I literally was like dying. Like, my children were talking to me and I just wanted to cry.
Don't talk to me till I've had my coffee.
Right? Like, I used to see those memes and I was like, oh, that's so
I
silly.
understand it now.
Yeah, no, dude, I mean, now Vancouver, my 6-year-old makes me coffee in the morning and he puts my collagen powder in it. He's the
That's
best.
so cute.
I know. So while I'm reading the Bible, he'll bring my coffee in. Sometimes he puts a little too much collagen powder and it's real like chunky and stuff. But A+ effort, I'll drink around it. I don't even care.
Yeah,
I just
the
need
thought that matters.
I need like at least like 4 or 5 sips and then I'm
That's
good.
so sweet. He
I know,
does that.
right?
Mommy's boy.
All right. He's such a sweet spirit. He's like I have 3 kids and they all have very strong personalities, but his is like he's like the lover, like, let's just hug. He has all the feelings. But he's really good now at like navigating the feelings. So he's doing it. But I think that's also just because I'm always like, why do you think you feel this way? What could you have done better and stuff? But then my 2 girls are just freaking gangsters. Like, they are
That
just
is
so,
mine.
oh my God, they're so like, I don't want to say they're mean. They got attitude, but they're like, it's a good mean. Like, I think I can direct it, but like, they don't even care.
Yeah, that is definitely mine.
Right.
Jackson's the baby. He's like mommy's boy, sweetheart, super sensitive. That like if I look or I just kind of, raise my
Right.
voice, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, mom. And I'm
Right.
like, then my heart breaks.
Right.
But then I do the same thing to my girls, and they're like, what? And I'm like, oh, they're strong-willed.
Right.
I know they will be some amazing women.
Right.
And
I mean, I appreciate because I wish I'm not a strong-willed person. I mean, I guess now that I've grown up, but like when I was younger, I was not strong-willed. I was very like people-pleasing and stuff.
Yeah.
So I appreciate seeing that and I like admire it of it, but it is like it is a struggle. But I think the Lord gave me like my struggles in my life to equip me for, I mean, a lot of stuff in my life, but for like strong-willed girls, because I now will be like, no, we're going to do, like we have a semi-battle sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah, mine are, they want to please you, but they're also not going to lose themselves.
Right.
And if they don't want to do it, they're not going to. So
you're like, okay.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like it definitely later on in life can be. I mean, like the problem is with strong-willed, it can go either way. It could be society could benefit from it, but they've also been like we've all met like strong-willed people that it went the wrong way and they're very like hurtful and stuff. But I think as long as you structure it into like like standing up for yourself, but also remember like we gotta also love others and stuff like that. Then I feel like then it goes the other way. But you gotta work at it.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, like can't have them have their way all the time. But you also gotta be like, okay, I see this and I appreciate like I don't know. It's just parenting it's something.
Yeah. And you have to parent each one differently.
Oh, you do,
right? So
right?
it's like nothing works for the same one.
Right, and it's so annoying, especially,
Yeah.
like, even, like, punishing them. I have to, like my son, I can't, like, yell at or do that, like, 'cause he does the same. He's like, "Oh my god," his heart breaks, and then you're like, "Oh my god," and you just wanna give him hugs and stuff,
Yeah.
but then I gotta remember, like, sometimes I forget to turn that, like, off when I'm, like, then struggling with the girls and having to, like, honestly, like, yell at them, but not, like, in a mean way, just, like, that's the only way I can get my point across, but then I'll forget to turn it off, and then, like, Vancouver will do something, and they'll yell at him, and it's like, I'm like, "Oh my god, freaking A, I forgot to turn it off." You gotta remember which one you're doing.
Do you ever get the, "You're nicer to him,"
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, I have the conversation quite often about, like, there's 3 of you, and all 3 of you are different, and you're at different stages in your life, so I have to parent and discipline each one of you differently. It's
Right.
not, Kaylin, that, I don't love you, but you're 14, so I expect differently from you than I do your 5-year-old brother,
Right.
and then he's still in his teaching and learning phase where you know better,
Right.
so I'm like,
Right.
of course I'm gonna, like, discipline you or yell at you versus, showing him the ropes because, but now he knows, so if he continues to do it, then there's that consequence.
Right.
But there's always like, you're so much nicer to him, and I'm like, "He's 5."
Right. He don't know better, so he's still new.
Yeah.
You're like, "Girl, you've been in these streets for too long. You know."
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she has. Both my girls, they've been around the block, like, with things in life, and I'm like, I think that's part of where their strong will comes from too,
Right.
just things they've been through.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I try to play that into their cards sometime, but sometimes I'm like, we don't I also am big on, like, we don't play victim,
Right, that's what I was you
like,
read my mind, that's it.
we don't play victim. You learn from your mistake.
Alright.
We don't blame others, take accountability, and we move on from there, but,
Uh-huh.
like, I refuse to let my kids be like, "This happened to me, and now this is owed to me," and I'm like,
Right.
"No, that's not how the world works,"
Right, like, this world is a sinful world, and bad
Yeah.
stuff is gonna happen to you,
Yeah.
and it's just free will. People sin in this world, and there's bad people,
Yeah.
and bad stuff happens.
Yeah, and um children are experiencing that, like, earlier and earlier,
Right.
like, I feel like when we grew up, like, I knew there was bad stuff, and I may have went through some things, but it's nothing to, like, what kids are seeing and experiencing now
Right.
either.
I mean,
So
altogether, just like in real life, like actual families, life situations at school and stuff. But then also now, I mean, these kids now have like social media. They see it all, they're bombarded all around it. I mean,
mhm,
you try to protect them as much as you can, but honestly, you have to just give it to the Lord.
you do.
You do. I mean, you do your
You
best.
really
I'm not
do.
saying don't sit back and be like, whatever the Lord, you have to do your
Mhm.
best. But there's times, I mean, like, there's just like, you can only do as much as you can, and the rest is in the Lord's hands. And that's the hard thing is the control part of when you have kids, because you want them to not have to experience those things.
Yeah.
You want them to have like the childhood we had or even better
Yeah.
and stuff. But it was just so hard. I mean, we got to do our best
Yeah.
and give the rest to the Lord.
Yeah, that's all you can do. My oldest, she had a phone. I took it. So, like, it was like a big, I was all excited because I got it for her birthday and
Uh
her
huh.
friends had phones. And then I realized fairly quickly, I was like, you are not ready and I wasn't ready for
Hmm.
what the phone brings, like, at this age and at this day and age too. And
Hmm.
I was like, wow, this gotta go.
Right.
And I
How old is
took it.
she?
She's 14. So I got it for her when she had her 12th birthday.
Okay.
And it was gone like 6 months later just because they're smart, okay? Like,
Uh-huh.
the ins and outs doesn't matter, the parental controls, like, they figure things out,
Right.
and so, there wasn't anyone, like, bullying her or
Mhm.
anything like that, I was trying to be aware of, but it's just
Mhm.
too much that they can get a hold of, too much that they can experience or go through, and I was like, "Mm-mm,
Right.
not you don't need a phone," you know?
Right.
So, it's
It's
gone.
it's so true, and it's like because we didn't have to deal with I mean, like, I don't know, we had, like, MySpace, but I don't know, MySpace was, like, middle school-ish?
Yeah, that was so long
But
ago.
that was totally different. I mean, we're not even the thing is we're not even that old. I feel like these issues we talk about, like, we should be, like, like be 50 and saying these things.
Yeah.
But like we honestly didn't grow up with like the social media that our kids have now. So it's so
Yeah.
hard to navigate because we're like, I don't know. 'Cause sometimes I even struggle with social media, like,
Mhm.
stuff I see and stuff. And I'm a grown woman. And
It's so much on there, though. Like,
right,
sometimes
so
I just
much.
put it down. I'm like, you try to I have it to connect with, friends I was in the military with, family,
Mhm.
friends that have moved, that I kinda have people all over the country, and it's like I don't even really get to see them or experience them anymore because there's so much other negative stuff on social
Mhm.
media, and I swear it puts you in a funk. Like, I have to take breaks,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, now they even made I seen on, like, Instagram that the people have had this advertisement, this, like, brick thing, like, people have to, like, scan something just to turn off their apps on their phone because we have so much trouble, like, not going into our apps to look at stuff, especially, like, when, like I struggle with this, and I'm assuming other people kinda do too, like, when we're just chilling there and nothing to do, like, it's so easy to just be like, "Hmm, let's see what's going on," in the
Mhm.
thing, and then you start, like, what do they call it, doom scrolling, where you're
Yeah,
just like
and then you're gone. And those
right?
hours, or,
Right?
like, you deep dive into something, but
Oh,
it's everything's just negative now. Like,
right.
the negativity outweighs what is gonna be positive that you see on there,
Mhm.
and it affects I noticed it'll affect me. It'll put me in a funky mood,
It will,
and I'll be
right?
like, "I'm done."
And you were like, "Why am I feeling this way?
Yeah,
Like, what? Like, life is good, like, there's
yeah.
the Lord delivered me a whole bunch, but I am just not feeling it right now."
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Right? And it's so crazy how something like that can I mean, like, just social media and, like, being on our phone can do that.
Mhm.
Sorry, we were just going down a whole rabbit hole.
We
Let's
are.
let's go. We can just chat and chat about
I
stuff.
know.
All right, Grace, let's talk about you, not in like a you're in trouble kind of way. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes when I ask people, I'm like, so tell me I'm gonna call you Gracie. The Gracie I know, because I grew up with you, I'm calling you Gracie, but I'll call you Grace the rest of the time. We went to school together and it seemed I mean, like, you seem like a joyful like, you were great to be around in basketball, you're killing it with and stuff. But then where do you think in life you hit a because you grew up in a Christian home,
Mhm.
where do you when did you start struggling with your faith or, like, just, like, you saw yourself kinda go down a spiral?
Um, Probably after I graduated, like, I grew up Christian
Mhm.
home, family, like, my, uncle's a pastor,
Mhm.
we are a deep Christian family, and then we went to Heritage Christian,
Yeah.
and then when I left there, I went to, a homeschool co-op that was Christian-based.
Yeah.
So it's just
Christian on Christian.
yeah, always what I've been around, but sometimes I feel like you can't really experience your faith until you've been through, like, a trial,
Oh, yeah.
right?
No, I mean,
So, like,
100%.
I love that people, like, haven't had to go through things,
Mhm.
and you just live, like, this faith-based life and,
Right.
like, God is good to you, but I feel like I just kinda was just used to everything being okay. Like, I
Yeah.
grew up, everything was okay, like, that is not to say that I went through certain things, but those were things that I put myself into.
Mhm.
There was never anything that, like, was done to me, like, I put myself in certain situations,
Mhm.
and I think that's where I started to realize or where I struggled with faith because like, I was testing the waters,
Yeah.
um, and it just I didn't really get back on track. I'll say I left for the military, and there was a service there. I couldn't even tell you what the service was about, but it broke me. I
Mhm.
had, like, been in a pretty bad relationship with my oldest daughter's father, and that just, like, destroyed me, and I was angry, and it was like I played victim,
Mhm.
um, not knowing that I put myself there, like, I didn't understand that at that point,
Mhm.
if I wouldn't have, searched for this, like, I wouldn't have been here, and so I held, like, a lot of resentment and bitterness, um, I was, like, withdrawn and quiet from my family, like, I went from, like, talking all the time to, like, not talking,
Mhm.
and just being present, but not like present, you
Right.
know?
We all know someone who's like,
Yeah.
they're like, I'm here. And you're like, no, but you're not
I'm
here.
here. Like I'm here. Like be glad I'm
Physically,
here.
yeah.
I'm sitting here. I just don't have anything to say to you guys.
Mhm.
You know, like my family's happy. Like everyone loves each other. Like there's no animosity anywhere. Like
Mhm.
I'm so blessed. But I just felt out of place, and it was because of what I put myself through, you know?
Mhm.
And so I was just quiet. But then I remember I wrote a letter that was like, when I get back, I'm gonna be different. And they were probably all like, yeah, all right, you know.
Mhm.
Like, but I came home and I still struggle with changing,
Yeah.
but I was different. There was just something in that service that broke me that day on like letting go.
Mhm.
And that was a God thing because I was just like angry.
Yeah.
Just I don't even know how to say. I was just angry at everyone and even people who like didn't do anything or were in my corner, you know.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's where that big change came from.
Was this before the military or after the military?
After.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you go into the military?
I don't know.
Right, because I guess growing up, I went like, I see you like, I could see you playing like basketball, being like a gym coach, I don't know, stuff like that. You were athletic,
Yeah.
but you weren't giving like, I want to join the military in like middle school and high school.
My mom was so mad because it was like 2 a.m. I watched a commercial and I was like, I don't know, really have anything else going for me. Sounds fun.
Right.
And so I joined. Like right then.
How old were you?
22.
22. So you were out of school. Did you go to college?
No.
No?
See, I
Okay.
just didn't know. Like I had a good job.
Mhm.
It wasn't what I wanted to do. I just didn't know what I wanted to do though. Like I graduated high school. I pictured playing like basketball or soccer somewhere. Didn't happen.
Mhm.
On my own accord. Like it just kind of was like that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do in college. So I didn't go. So I just got a job and worked. I had my daughter and then joined the military because I was like on that path of I have to change. I don't know. It gave me discipline.
Right.
Like honestly, like some people, man, the military it saved me is what I'll say. Like I made some good friendships. Like it changed my path that I was on because I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was not on a good path.
Yeah.
And it gave me discipline. I was a medic. I loved it. I was reserved, so I didn't go overseas or anything, but I was, stationed out of here.
Mhm.
But then that's what gave me like a purpose. And then I was like, I want to go in the medical field. So then when I came home, I went to school and I got my medical assisting degree and have been doing that ever since. I've finished nursing school. But like then when I came home is when I met my husband. And that changed my entire world.
Right.
So
should we get into it?
We can. Yeah, we met playing basketball actually.
Okay.
So
hold on before we start this. So you had this service, and this service, when you were talking about before, and this was during the military or after the military?
Which one?
The one you said that like you.
Oh, it was like
the service that kind of like hit you.
Yeah, it was at basic training.
Okay.
So like I'd always gone to church, but like in basic training, I went to church to get out of doing stuff. But I mean, I went to church, but this service in particular was just different.
Hit.
Yeah. I don't know why.
You felt the Lord calling you. And this time you were like, okay, here I am.
Yep.
All right.
And so that was in basic training.
Okay. I just wanted to set the stage.
That was at the beginning. Sorry.
Okay.
So,
no, don't apologize. That's why I'm here to help you with your timeline. All right. So we had the service and stuff. You got out of the military.
Yeah, no, finished basic AIT, came home.
This when you met the husband?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. So came home, May met him.
Okay. How did it start? How the relationship in the beginning? Was it good? Was it?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Did you have red flags?
Okay. Looking back, I was like,
looking back, we've all been there where we've been
yeah,
like, like I could, he
but I
doesn't
can
mean this.
deal with it,
Yeah,
right? Or I can
right. Like I
handle
can
it,
work
or
this out.
it's not that bad. We'll change it. And
Yeah.
honestly, I had not really.
Don't even laugh. We've all been there. That's why we've all been there.
Yeah.
We do not fault you for that one single bit.
So, and it was just like it wasn't that bad. But I also had not really ever been in a serious relationship.
Mhm.
It took off fast.
Yeah.
And it was just like a whirlwind. And
Hold on one second. Before you start, you had a daughter before, but that was not a serious relationship. Do you mind if I ask how that relationship was, and then we can go back?
that was so we were together for a while.
Yeah.
But it turned into a fear-based relationship
Mhm.
where like I was too scared to leave.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I was terrified. He was just kind of crazy.
Right.
So
Was
that
it crazy, and was it like his demeanor? Like, was it what drew you to him? Because I've also been in a relationship where I was like, I felt like I couldn't leave and stuff. But it was just like his strong willness for some reason like drew me to it. Like
yeah,
I liked how he was like at first it seemed like, oh yeah, like he seemed like a man's man.
yeah,
But then later on you're like, oh no, this is not good. This is
yeah. This is not good. It was like, he constantly approached me.
Mhm.
Like he was always trying to date me. He was, let me take you out. And I'm a person who like, well, like, okay, I may flirt with the idea and then I'll never speak to you again.
Mhm.
But he lived where one of my best friends did.
Okay.
So I saw him like all the time.
And he was persistent.
Yeah.
And you feel like, oh,
And then I'm like,
hot.
okay,
Right. Right.
looking back, I was like, what was wrong with me? You know,
Right.
um,
You were younger. I feel like when we're younger, we want that like attention. No matter.
yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just like we like. I don't know. How
You,
would you explain it?
I don't know, because you see the men in my family,
Right.
like distant family too,
Mhm.
like my dad, my brothers, my uncles, my cousins, you know, um, are amazing.
Mhm.
Like like my cousins who are married to them, like they are so blessed. And like women who are able to encounter relationships like the men in my family, I'm just amazed. And then that's what lets me know like that's out there somewhere
Yeah.
still,
Oh
because
yeah. No,
I
definitely. Yes.
see it. And so I'll never not love
Yeah.
because of what I've been through. But like I'm blessed by the men in my family.
Right.
And I had an example, a strong example of what I should have went for.
Right.
And for some reason I went left.
Right. It's just I don't know. I think it's just we get into like our insecurities. Like even though
Yeah.
we do, I think there's something when we grow up, something that like we have that insecurity and that person. I can speak for myself. I'm not speaking for you. Just like made us feel special or something, and
Yeah.
like felt that insecurity for a little bit, and then it
Yeah.
was not good. We all learned now that we need to give our insecurities to the Lord,
Yeah.
but it took us some hardships to learn that.
Yes. And now like I know,
Uh-huh.
like what I deserve and what I look for.
Right.
I'm like, you are not like my dad. I
Right.
cannot talk to you, or my brothers or
Right.
something,
But it takes us a little bit of time.
It does.
It does. Some of us learn the hard way.
Yeah. I definitely learned the hard way a couple times. So, but yeah. So my oldest daughter's father,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that just, and then it ended. And
Mhm.
then my prayer to get out of that was like, God, whatever your will,
Yeah.
like, let it be done. Like,
Mhm.
however this has to finish, however you keep me safe, however I get away. And then like 2 days later, he got arrested. And I
Right.
never saw him again.
All right, there.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, so the Lord did get you out. You
Mhm.
just had to call upon him
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah. That was rough.
Right.
So, and then that was hard, like, raising a daughter on your own.
Mhm.
But it's what I chose. And so,
Right.
and there's this saying like your first child really walks through life with you.
Right.
And man,
Right.
she's a strong kid.
Right.
Like
I feel like that's totally true. I feel like everyone says, like, their firstborn, you're like bonded more too, but it's because y'all both are learning,
mhm.
right? You both.
Yeah.
So when you're with your older child, you're like, dude, we've been in this. We're homies. We've been in this together.
Yeah. I was young
Uh
too,
huh.
So
How old were you?
22. I
Okay.
had
Yeah.
her right after I turned 22.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was a baby, and my parents helped me a
Hmm.
lot.
That's good. I mean,
Yeah.
that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that they were good Christian
Oh,
parents.
yeah. Yeah. My dad gave me a hard time.
Hmm.
Um, I thought he would be like just resentful of me or
Hmm.
angry with me because I didn't do it the Christian way.
Right.
I had sex before marriage, I had a kid before marriage. Um, and I think that was hard for everyone to grasp their mind around.
Hmm.
'Cause it's not how I grew up and what I learned.
Yeah.
And then when I say my dad loved that little girl.
Oh.
Yeah. Like when yeah, that was a bond that unlike anything I've ever seen.
That's beautiful. I mean, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's such like a redeeming thing. 'Cause it's such a scary thing, like you said. Like we grew up in a Christian household and stuff, and in that, when I was doing my research for my abortion episode, it was saying that there's an equal amount of people that are non-religious. I mean, both sides have the same amount of abortions. You would think like non-religious people have more, but it's equal. Like religious people and non-religion people have the same amount of abortions.
Yeah.
And I think it's sometimes, I mean, I can contribute to myself. I have not had an abortion, but the fear of it, if that was something to happen to me and stuff, I understand why people do that because it's so ingrained in us. Like, if you do this, you're a bad person, which you're not at all. Like, we all make mistakes. Plus, I always think this is the only, I mean, I'm not saying anyone should go out and have a child out of wedlock, but this is the only sin where I feel like you kind of get a reward for it. Like, because, yeah, it is hard to have a child, like, a new but, like, seeing them grow up and the human beings and stuff, it's bananas how, like, awesome it is too.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it is hard,
It is hard, especially on your own. Like,
right?
I have a great support system,
Mhm.
but there's still no dad.
Yeah, and
You
that's
know,
hard, yes.
that's hard because, like, my relationship, like, my dad was my rock. Like, I
Mhm.
went to him for anything. He'd protect me from everything. My mom taught me how a woman should be and present herself and, godly woman qualities. But my dad was like my fence
Right.
and,
Oh.
my, like, this is how you should he taught me everything,
Uh-huh.
And so we were so close. Like, my dad's my best friend. And watching now both my girls not have that is, like, heartbreaking.
Mhm.
Um, I always tell people, like, both parents play such an important role in children's lives, but there's something about a dad.
Right. Oh, no, it's true.
It's something about a dad that when a kid doesn't have, there's just they just struggle,
Right.
you know? I don't know how it is to not have a mom
Right.
because, I
Currently have them.
I yeah, well, I have and then my kids, like,
They
I'm
have,
there
yeah.
for them, so I don't see the struggle of what's it like to not have a mom. I see the struggle of what it's like to not have a dad,
Mhm.
and that is
I mean, that's a hard role for you also. You have to, like, parent both ways and stuff, but there's
yeah.
some stuff that, like, a man has that you just don't have, like, a father has, like, the presence,
Mhm.
something that you don't have.
The
It is
authority.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you just have to keep, abiding in the Lord in that and stuff,
yeah.
and He'll provide and stuff, but it is something, I mean, like, even research has shown that it actually, like, affects households,
It does,
right?
and then, my soft mom
Uh-huh.
time was taken,
Uh-huh,
like,
right.
I don't get that time to be the soft spot for them
Mhm.
because not I am, but I also am, like, the disciplinarian
Right? You
all
have to
the
do all of it,
time, like, I
yeah.
have to do everything, so it's hard to, like, change roles, and, like, I'm disciplining one child while I'm trying to, comfort another,
Yeah.
and that's hard for them to see,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I don't have someone to be like, "Tag, you're it, like, you
Right.
deal with this
Oh,
one
yeah.
while I deal with that one." Like, I have to maneuver from one room to the
Right.
next and be upset in this room and change my demeanor by the time I get to this kid that's crying to figure out how to comfort her instead of being like, stop crying. You know, like
Right.
sometimes I find myself doing it because I'm
Right.
irritated from here that I'm like, get over it, you know, or stop crying, or it's not that bad. And I'm like, but it is. It's, I have to figure out how to change that role. And that
Right.
can be hard,
It can.
you know?
Oh, yeah, no,
So,
I can only imagine, but I will say definitely when your girls and your boy grows up, they'll definitely see how strong you were and stuff. Because I feel like we don't we I would say I took my mom for granted until I got older, and then
mm,
I was like and I became a parent, and
yeah,
then I was like, "Oh, shoot, girl." Like, we all had our downfalls and stuff. But, like, she was a good mom, and I saw, like, the struggle, and, yeah, I understood it more and stuff. So,
yeah,
I think definitely your children, when they get older and stuff, will
yeah.
appreciate it, and it'll come to light. It's just right now,
It's hard. You
it
know, we're
is.
all going through it. But
Right.
but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a blessing to watch them grow.
Right.
And I'm, you know, we're in a new like lifestyle, like new situations, and you know, I'm growing with them
Mhm.
and what we go through, you know, and dealing with our trauma.
Right.
But yeah, it's they're strong. I
Mhm.
tell them a lot of the time, you know, when they're like, "Why do I have to go through this?" or "Why is this my life?" or "Why?" and that's when I'm like, we don't play victim, you know. I ask those questions too, like, God, why me?
Right.
Like, I am not a bad person. Like, why is this what I've gone through? Um, some of the things,
Yeah.
and
Which is human, like,
yeah,
duh. Like,
yeah,
I would think it'd be weird if you were like, "No, this is great. Yeah, like,
yeah,
this is fine. I'm
yeah.
cool with
Thanks,
it."
great.
Yeah.
I love
Like,
it.
I think
You know,
every single apostle, all of them were like, "Dude, what is this?" Like, they've
yeah,
all had that time because it's human
yeah.
to have that.
Um, our my big thing to them is your story's going to help somebody.
Mhm.
You know, just like my story can help somebody.
Yeah.
Um, so you know, when my daughter asked me why did I have to deal with that, or why did I see this, or you know, why did he do that to me? And
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't know, but we pray, and then we you'll grow and you'll be
Mhm.
able to help somebody.
Mhm.
And London's 9, and she came to me and was like, I was able to help somebody today. And she was so happy about it. It made me cry because it's like
Right.
at 9 years old and the trauma you've gone through, you're excited about helping somebody.
Right.
And like I think that's what it's about. You know, everyone has a story. It's
Mhm.
not always perfect. Um, you know, I tell my kids, like, I crave peace at this point in life. Like, that's all I want. If it doesn't bring me peace, I don't want it
Mhm.
because of everything that we've gone through. Um, and I think people can enjoy peace, but I don't think you are able to know how much of a blessing it is until you've been through the fire.
Mhm.
And then you're like, just able to relax and be like, "This is peace." Like, this is it. Like, just
Yeah.
the silence and the, you know, being out of the chaos
Yeah.
is what it's all about. So,
Oh, amen to that, girlfriend.
yeah, I love peace.
All right.
My
Don't
kid, like, when we fight, I'm like, "This is not peace. This is chaos right now." And they're like I'm like,
Oh my
"Isn't
god,
it nice
girlfriend.
when we all get along though, you know, and
All
everyone's
right.
loving each other?" And they're like, yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Well, let's all
Like,
work on
you
it.
feel better
All
as a
right.
person when you live in peace.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to be anxious and angry and,
All
you
right.
know, in turmoil constantly, you
Mhm.
know? And I'm like, you feel better when you just are able to just
All right.
relax, you know? And
All right.
so,
Yeah. All right, we'll get back. Go ahead, take a sip so
okay.
you because I got some more questions for you.
Hmm. All right.
So hold up, all right, so let's get back to this ex-husband of yours. Sorry, I apologize. I took you on I felt like we had to go on that
Yeah, you're
field trip
fine.
real quick to go back to where you came starting with this. Okay, so you met this man, and at first it seemed
It was great.
okay.
Like, at first, it really was. Um, I felt pursued was the
Mhm.
big thing. You know, my dad was like, "You don't chase anyone, like, you let them pursue you. They
Yeah,
wanna date you." And so I was like, "Okay." And that's what happened. And it was a consistent,
yeah.
and it wasn't like I got a lot of, people who sexually wanted to pursue me, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Mm, you know, that's not what I'm looking for." But he pursued me like on a I want to get to know you level.
Yeah, like as a person.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, I have a daughter. And he was like, that's fine. And it was quick. That was probably my fault.
It was quick.
It was quick. It was
Let me say,
quick.
that was probably my fault.
Yeah. So we met in May, and then like in September we were married.
Oh, wow, that
Yeah.
was quick, yeah.
And my mom and dad were like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "You guys got married like 7 weeks after 8 weeks or
Right.
something after you met." And I was like, "You've been married for how many years now?" So
Right.
they were like,
Right, they're like, "Ugh,
I
Can't
can't
argue
argue
with that,
there,
right?
like same for like my aunt and uncles. Like I have some that
Right,
just
yeah,
you hit, I thought I knew. I
right.
thought I knew who that the man he was portraying him to be was like my forever person.
Mhm.
And that quickly changed. Um, like almost instantly after we got married. Like once we were locked in, it was
Right.
like I can start to reveal who he really was.
Which is so crazy that, like, how I mean, that's, like, most people's stories with stuff like that,
Mhm.
and it's like, I don't know. It's just it's weird, but it's also something that, like, does happen and
Yeah.
stuff. Alright, keep
It
going.
wasn't just me though, like
Mhm.
my entire family loved him.
Yeah,
Loved him.
right.
Like, yeah. I mean, it was just he was such a great person.
Mhm.
Like,
At first.
who he portrayed to be. He was like just this amazing person. We did marriage counseling with my
Mhm.
uncle.
Aw, yeah.
Yeah, like it was just amazing. And I was like, "Oh, this is it." He treated my daughter like so well.
Mhm.
She was so excited to like get to have a dad, and
Uh,
she was like, I'm gonna call him his name.
yeah.
And then like when we get married, can I call him dad? And so we had that conversation.
Mhm.
He was like, I would love that.
Mhm.
But then um I mean, right after we got married, I think it was like 3 weeks, and I text my mom and I was like, I might need to annul this. Like, it was
Mhm.
that fast, and she was like, "No." So, I just
Right.
kept working at it. We did counseling, like, my mom and dad would talk to us, or, like, my cousins who are marriage counselors,
Yeah.
or have helped lead, counsel people.
Right.
They would talk to us. We would
Mhm.
go to church and Bible studies, and it kept getting worse.
Right. How did it start? Like, what you said he, like, switched, but, like, how much did he switch before? Because it sounds like you said something to your mom, and it wasn't like I mean, maybe you didn't say how bad it was, and maybe that's why?
I never let anybody know how bad it was,
Girlfriend, you
'cause
gotta let
it's
people know how bad it
yeah,
is.
that was my husband,
Right, yeah,
and
I
my
get
thing
it, man.
was, if we do work out in
Mhm.
this and we stay married
Right,
and I let my mom and dad know or someone in my family know, their perspective of him will never be the same,
right.
and, um, they won't respect him
Mhm.
for the things that. And I was like, "This is our marriage,"
Right.
so, like, I could go to my mom and dad for advice and counseling and prayer, but if I let them know how bad, they would be like, "Wait, what?"
Right?
Like, "Mm-mm," and I
Isn't
just
that a red flag right there?
yeah, yeah, but I was
Right,
yeah,
no, I mean, I get what you're saying, like, I
yeah,
totally get it because that is such a valid thing because as human beings, we don't want like, we wanna tell people, like, what's fully going on, but we also do remember, like,
I
family members remember,
yeah,
and that is something that you do have to,
yeah,
like
I felt I needed to protect him
right?
still, like, even
Yeah.
with everything that was going on, like, I still felt the need to protect him and his
Mhm.
image and make excuses. Um, so
Right.
he started on the like trying to withdraw me,
Uh-huh.
and you can't like I'm too much of a family person
Yeah.
to ever be like, you ruined my night, like I'm not gonna go to the family function,
Mhm.
which I think is what he wanted. But instead I was like, I'm definitely getting out of
Right.
here now.
I'm
Like,
doubling down,
yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Me and my daughter would head out and they'd be like, where is he? I'd be like, oh, he's working, or oh, he's sick, or
Mhm.
just making excuses when honestly it was like a horrible fight, and I just would be like, but that's not my family's fault, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come into this function and be a Debbie Downer or like all sad
Right.
and withdrawn when I love them. Like this
Mhm.
is my release. Being here with you guys, like I love this.
Mhm.
So I don't know if they knew
Right.
or not, but I mean, I'm sure they
I mean,
caught on because everything, it was always an excuse.
right.
Like, so, but it only, like, really happened around family functions,
Mhm.
holidays, birthday parties, dinners, like, is
Yeah.
when.
I think that's like telltale sign of stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. So I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I caught on when, like, I would go to work,
Mhm.
in the evenings, like, I was a server. I would go to work in the evenings or, like, on drill weekends. My daughter didn't want me to go, where
Mhm.
she would cry, and I thought it was just it's just a mommy
Yeah.
she didn't want mommy to leave, until, like, one night I was like, "This seems more than that," but I didn't know because Kaylin was 6,
Yeah.
5, 6, and so she didn't tell me what was going on. I just knew she's like, "I wanna go to Mimi and Papa's."
Mhm.
So I'd be like, "Okay." So I'd start calling my mom, be like, Can I bring her to you?" And they loved having her, so it was never a problem. So I
Yeah.
would take her, like, on drill weekends or, but there were some times she was with him and I'd get, like, these pictures or videos, and she just looked like she was having so much fun.
Right.
Um, like she's playing out in the snow or they're on a walk with the dog or, like she's riding her scooter. Like she just looked like she was enjoying herself. But then the energy would be off when I'd get home.
Mhm.
But I
Like in
never,
what way?
just like it was just, he seemed irritated all the time. She
Mhm.
was just kind of like withdrawn and quiet, not her happy, bubbly self. Um, And so I was just like, I couldn't figure out what was going on, but Kaylin would never tell me anything.
Mhm.
X, Y, and Z happened. I know now,
Yeah.
but like, and we've opened up through the years over therapy.
Mhm.
Um, I know now, and I was like, y- when they say it's the people who are closest to you who harm you, usually because they have that ability, it's true.
Mhm.
And then when kids don't speak on it, like, that is a very real thing,
Right.
um, out of fear.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Right.
check on
Right.
your kids.
Check on your kid. Right, especially if I mean, like, the thing is too, like, you just you wanna think the best, and you want to just be like, "Maybe she's just in a mood," like
Mhm.
there is, and it's not like like, how did you I mean, I'm trying to figure how did you, like, work through that when you found I mean, like, I guess we should continue I don't know.
There was, like, a incident that
Yeah.
happened, and I saw the rage come out of him, and I was
Uh-huh.
just like, "Wow."
Yeah.
And then it just kept happening
Mhm.
because it was like he got comfortable that time,
Yeah.
and I didn't let it slide by any means. But I was like, "This is not what we're doing."
Yeah.
Um, and so, um, let's see, we got married in September, and
Yeah.
then I left
Okay.
yeah, September 2015, and then I left May 20th, exactly
Yeah.
2016. That was it. So it was just like small things up
Yeah.
until then that would turn into bigger things because those small things, they're like, "Oh, I can get away with this." So they just keep growing
Right. Yeah.
in size. Um, so you get like to the point where it's verbal
Mhm.
and you're like, okay. And then, it's like financial and then emotional abuse. And you're just like, okay, this is a lot. And
Mhm.
still to this time, like no one knew.
Yeah.
They like my parents knew some things,
When you were
especially
killing me.
I know, especially because like he would call my mom.
Uh-huh.
He called my mom and was like, like complaining, and my mom was like, "What?" But like he would try to beat me to the punch
Mhm.
almost to let my parents know like how bad I was or something. And so
Yeah.
my parents are like, Something's going on here,"
Yeah.
Um, but we had our daughter to London
Mhm.
May 6, 2016.
Okay.
Oh, she was so cute, Oh, this is such a just a beautiful well, it was supposed to be a beautiful day, but
Uh-huh.
he's kinda, like, wasted. He was so drunk.
Oh,
Like,
no.
they had celebrated, by drinking.
Uh-huh.
So they left
Okay.
and went to go drink.
Mhm.
And then that was just me, like, with my baby at the hospital, you know?
Yeah.
And so when we got home, like 2 weeks after we got home, it was just there's just a lot of tension,
Mhm.
on not being supportive. I'm emotional. I just had a baby.
Right.
You know, there's all kind of hormones. Um, and 2 weeks after I had her is like, we had a domestic violence incident. He never physically put his hands on me, but there were things that had been done, like, threats of like, I'll kill like me or my daughter,
Mhm.
or um the threat of like hitting us or harming us, like where was a gun,
Yeah.
involved. You know, and it was just like wild.
Right.
And
You're like, how did I get myself in? I mean, like,
exactly.
you think you're like,
Exactly. You're just kind of like, this is not what I imagine
right.
married life to be.
Right.
And
Yeah.
this is not the person I met,
Yeah.
you know. But then like 2 weeks after I had my daughter, like um London was like inches from there's an argument before,
Mhm.
um, and then he locked himself in the room with the baby.
Yeah.
And London was very jaundiced and had lost a lot of weight, so I was trying to just feed her all the time,
Yeah.
but my milk hadn't come in, so then I have to supplement, you know?
Yeah.
And he
Oh
locked
my.
her in the room, and she was crying, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Open the door."
Ugh.
And he wouldn't open the I was like, "Open the door."
Yeah.
And he wouldn't open, so I kicked it in.
Yeah. As you should. I've
Yeah,
done.
and I
Yeah.
was like, what are you doing? Like, you've
Mhm.
been gone all night, like, I need to feed the baby." Um, and it just took off from there. And when I say London was like inches away from me, he strangled me like face first into the mattress.
Mhm.
I could not breathe. I was like, this is it. Like this is how it ends.
Mhm.
And you just feel like the life leaving you. And something just said fight. And this man is huge, okay?
All right.
Like, he is strong. Which is part of the thing that turned me on, like, he had, like, all these muscles, and I
Oh,
was like,
right.
"Ooh," you
Yeah.
know? And, he's strong. I'm 2 weeks postpartum, like, I just
Yeah.
had a baby, and, um, I something just said, "Fight," and I have no idea how I got out of it. 0.
Uh-huh.
I just remember getting out of it, and I can't see.
Uh-huh.
Like, my vision's black, and there's,
Or
like,
probably from being choked. Yes.
the little stars, like, I
Mhm.
can't see anything other than, like, little twilights, and so I, like, go to swing, and I missed him,
Mhm.
and which further pissed him off, and
Yeah.
then he, like, slammed me head first into the ground.
Uh-huh.
Adrenaline, I swear, is like a lifesaver. So, I've never hopped up so fast, and I grabbed my daughter, and the first person I called was my mom,
Mhm.
and, because he's like, "I'm about to kill you,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Okay, this is bad."
Yeah.
And so I called my mom. Um, this is all, like, in, like, minutes.
Yeah.
I call my mom, I'm like, he's trying to kill me, send dad. And next thing I know, I called 911 too because he was holding me and my daughter at gunpoint. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't get out of the apartment, I couldn't leave. And my dad and my cop showed up at the same time,
Uh-huh.
and he's screaming about, like, he doesn't care who I call, the cops, my dad. He's like, "I'll kill anybody who comes here." And I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
But, I'm like,
'Cause what just happened to you,
yeah,
and all of a sudden
and
you're
I'm
like, this is
yeah.
possible.
I'm holding my daughter. I'm, like, standing against the wall with her, like, okay, like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do
Mhm.
until he walked outside. He walked outside, and he's,
Uh-huh.
like, screaming. I don't like, and I feel like God had mercy on him too, because you're outside with a gun and cops are pulling up and you're, like, screaming how you'll kill everyone.
Right.
And then nothing happened. Like, I think
Right, 'cause you would think.
yeah.
I mean, like, I know if I pulled up and some dude had a gun, they're yelling, you murder
Yep.
people.
Yeah. And
Right?
so my dad pulled up. He
Mhm.
had a gun. Like, he didn't know what he was coming into.
Yeah.
He saw the police were there, so he left it. But then that's where, like, domestic violence victims, men or women,
Mhm.
the cops have you there and they're like, he's there and I'm here. And they're like, well, what do you want to do?
Right. And you're
Do
like
you
looking
like
at
want to
them.
press charges? And I'm like, he just tried to kill me. And you're asking me this in front of him? Like, what if he gets out? What it like, and my only answer was, I just want to leave. I want to go with my dad and I want to go.
Mhm.
Like, I want to leave. And I packed a bag and I never went back. And that was that.
Mhm.
And then he went to work one day and I went and I took all my stuff and like the girls' stuff that I
Mhm.
could. Like I left some stuff for him, but and then that was that. Um, and I went to my parents and that was it. Um, his mom called me the next day and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I just started sobbing.
Right.
And she's like, "You should never try to hit a man." And I was like, "Wait,
Right. You're like,
what?"
excuse me?
I was like, I tried to hit him and missed at that.
Mhm.
Only after he did what he did,
Yeah.
So that was, and then that's been the narrative ever since. There's just been no come together
Mhm.
after that. And then it has just been literally 9 years of hell
Right. Of
since
divorcing
then.
them.
Yeah, the divorce took forever,
Mhm.
just because he wouldn't cooperate. After the divorce, it was just constant turmoil. Like, it just turned into you can't co-parent with a narcissist.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't. No matter how much you try, no matter how much you try not you don't argue, it's a problem. You argue, it's a problem,
Mhm.
So it was just 9 years of hell until he finally was like, "I'm done."
Right.
And so that that was God, um, him being done, but now my daughter's struggling,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
So, and she struggled. Kaylin
The
was
older one.
yeah,
Yes.
my
Okay.
oldest was traumatized, so we had
Mhm.
to work through
All that
all
trauma.
that.
Yeah.
And there was, like, incidents after, it exchanges.
Mhm.
You do a exchange at a safe place. There's an incident, where I'm getting hit, or get my arm slammed in a car door, and I'm just like, "It's not gonna ever end, is it?"
Right.
You know?
Because 9 like, I mean, I know you explained it to me, but, like, 9 I don't understand why it took 9 years when this fool was pointing I mean, like, in the beginning, he was pointing guns, slammed your head and all that and
Mhm.
stuff.
It's just, I don't know. I don't know. Just there was never any consequences.
Mhm.
And so I think when people get away with something, you're just gonna continue that behavior because no one holds you accountable.
I mean, which is true, yeah.
So and then you get to the point where, like and people ask, like, "Why did you stop filing police report?" No one ever does anything,
Mhm.
Like, it causes more headache and drama
Right.
than just being like, "It happened again, whatever."
Right.
So
And
you
that's horribly
stop.
sad that like, that's how people feel that have been abused and stuff that, they're not supported by the police. I don't know, whoever you
Yeah.
file.
He One thing I realized is how charming narcissists are
Mhm.
and how much they can change the narrative to benefit them. Because I know, like, the Fishers Police Department thought I was crazy
Which
until
is
they saw something unfold in front of them, and they were
yeah.
kinda like, "Oh," like
Right.
it "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Like, "It's not you,"
It's
"See, like,
not you.
he just slammed your arm, like, 5 times, 3, sorry,
Uh-huh.
3 it was 3 times
Mhm.
in a door in front of, like, 3 cops."
Were you at home or where was this
There's
sleep?
At exchange in front of the Fishers literally in front of the Fishers Police Department. Yeah.
I mean, I guess, the Lord was there. I mean, like,
It's
yeah, I'm sorry your arm got slammed.
yeah, it wasn't broken, so it
Well,
didn't
that's
like that,
good.
but I had to have surgeries, all my tendons were messed up.
Oh,
Yeah,
makes my arm hurt.
um, but then, like, nothing happened,
Mhm.
went to trial, and nothing happened, like, he didn't get in trouble. Um, it's just having a good lawyer does. But,
Mhm.
like, video footage and everything and, like, police testifying and nothing, So that's what I mean is, like, you get away with things,
Yeah.
like, even when, like, the highest people that could help you, like, a
Mhm.
off-duty sergeant was there and saw the whole thing, and recorded it on her car cam, and they showed that in court, and they're like, "Yeah," you know? So it's
Right.
like, well, what do you do?
Right.
Like, you get tired of trying.
Mhm.
So
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, like, I would probably too, like, the thing is just there's so many things to your story. How did you like, you talk about it so calmly now,
Mhm.
and a lot of people would be I mean, it's not even like now, like, it happened a long time ago. This didn't happen that long, like, altogether, because I think your divorce just ended, like
The divorce was over in 2017,
okay.
but custody,
Uh-huh.
he put me through the ringer,
Uh-huh.
and that was not even over a year ago.
Right.
So,
That's crazy, but you
yeah.
talk about with so much, like, peace and stuff, and normally people would be wilding out. You'd be clapping, you'd be like, let me tell you."
You have to get
Where
to
did
that
this
point.
how did you get to that point?
God. I mean, like, that's the only thing I can say. I remember I sat down with my uncle. Um, I was like, at one point, I was like, "I'm gonna lose my mind."
Mhm.
Um, I just felt so much turmoil. And then I have to protect my daughter's
Yes.
image of him.
Mhm.
My daughter will grow up and make her own, you know, she'll be able to she'll never be able to feel a way off of about him from my perspective.
Mhm.
So she has seen things,
Yeah.
um, but I would never I don't it's really hard to not speak badly about somebody who's wronged you and your children
Mhm.
and speak kindly of them,
Right.
you
Oh, I can
know?
only Grace, I have no clue how you do it. That's
I
what 'cause in my mind, I'm like, I don't even know how you go about doing that because the trauma and the abuse and stuff they've seen and experienced is
yeah.
just
I for a long time, just when she would say something about him, "Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm, mhm."
I mean, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say
Yeah.
anything, yeah, I
Yeah, and,
guess.
she had that's not to say that he was just as bad to London,
Mhm.
um, as, as me,
Mhm.
and the hard part is you're a child,
Yeah, right.
and, like, how do you I had a hard time processing as an adult. So
Mhm.
as someone who, you know, from the ages of, newborn to 4, like, I think you can feel tension
Oh,
and
yeah.
anger and all that, but you can't understand it until you get to the ages of, like, 5 to she's 9 now,
Mhm.
and be able to verbalize that to me, like,
Yeah.
what's happening and what's going on, and, um, that that's hard.
Yeah.
When she brings you something, and you're like, "I don't how do you handle this?" You know? Um, which is when I said earlier a lot, like, we don't play victim.
Mhm.
It's awful the things that she's experienced and seen and dealt with, but I always tell her your story's going to help somebody,
Right.
like, even right now or when you get older.
Mhm.
Like, your story is just it's just gonna help people no
Mhm.
matter what, and you're strong.
Right,
Um,
yes.
she struggled, though. There was, like, a time where she didn't know what was real from what was not because of the manipulation.
Uh-huh.
She'd be like, "Well, I feel like I saw him do X, Y, and Z to you." But I would never be like, "That's exactly what you saw." I'd be like, "Well, like, it's what do you feel? Like, how are you thinking?" And she's
Uh-huh.
like, "Well, he says he doesn't do it, but I know I saw him do it." And I was
Right.
like, "Well," I was like, "You just gotta pray about it." And, I don't wanna be like, "Yeah, he punched me right in front of you,
You
and you
didn't
saw."
you did oh, shoot, girl. I would because, I mean, your messy self wants to, so I mean, like, my messy
Yeah, I'd
self
be like,
wants
"What
to
do
be
you mean he didn't pull my hair, like, chunks
R
my hair and punch me and
right?
slam my arm in the door and,
Right?
like, you watched it,"
Yeah.
but also the manipulation is
Right.
to
No,
the
it's
point where
true.
she was like, "Did that really happen? Like, she thought she was crazy.
Right.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard to work through,
Right?
in a way where, like, I'm not speaking badly about him
Yes.
and having her relive her trauma,
Right.
So,
Dude, that's some God stuff right there.
yeah.
Because I don't even know how, like, you honestly, like, any person, me listening to, I'm just gonna speak about myself, but, like, listening to that, I wanna be like, I don't even know how you handle that, like, without speaking bad of them and, like, trying to, like, navigate that with all that and stuff,
Yeah.
right? That right there.
It's hard. But the only thing I can think of is, like, I don't want her to grow up and hate me or be angry with me or
Mhm.
any type of way because I spoke badly of her father,
Right.
no matter what he did. Um, she'll grow up and, they always grow up and realize where the problem was, who the problem
Oh, yeah, no,
was.
they do. That's true.
And I don't want her to ever be like, well, my mom, like, you didn't do this, but you spoke so badly of him, or you are
Right.
always telling me what he did. Like, my daughter still doesn't know to this. She always asks me, what do he do to you
Mhm.
and my sister?
Mhm.
And I've had a conversation with Kaylin, like, you don't tell her until she's older because I will never ruin her perception of who he is to her.
Right.
She'll get old enough to see and understand, but it won't come from me.
Right.
Um, I didn't, she has to grow up and learn that on her own.
That's that's crazy that you have this much, like, self-control.
It took
I
a
mean, this is definitely fruits of the spirit, dude.
it took a long time. It took a long time to get
Right?
there. A
Yeah.
long time. Like, if I probably just in the last couple of years,
Mhm.
honestly. Um, if I could go back and fix it and make it that way for the whole 9 years, that'd be great. But,
Right.
like, um, I didn't always.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, the Holy Spirit can work that quick, but I feel like most of the time it's something we gotta, like, learn and we gotta, like, grow in and stuff.
I struggled with it was like, God was like, "Let it go." And I was like, "Mm-mm." Nope.
Right? Because that
Like,
is something that is hard to let go and to, like, forgive someone, but not to, like, like, you're not gonna forget, like, it's I feel like a lot of times, maybe you can speak more on this, it's like you forgive the person, but it's not that you erase, like, what they did.
yeah. Yeah, living in unforgiveness,
Mhm.
bitterness, resentment, hate, it hurt me. I
Mhm.
was the one who was it did not do anything to him. Like, he probably enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
you probably would've fueled the fire and
He
more,
probably
make it
loved it
Uh-huh.
that I was this pent up and angry over, like, and stewed on it all
Mhm.
this time. Um, it affected me and no one else, and my
Right.
kids because they got to see me anxious and tired and depressed
Yeah.
not at my best, and I had to just it took a long time. So my mom would always be like, "Let it go," and I'd be like I would just kinda, like, snap at her, like,
Right?
"Let what go? Like, how do you let this go?" And for a
Mhm.
longest time, I thought she meant just let, like, everything go, but I realized she meant let the feelings
Yeah.
go and give it to God. People are always like, "I'll pray for you," and I'm like, "What a cliche,"
Right.
like, because I was at a point where it was I struggle with my faith because I was like, "How do me and my kids deal with this?"
Mhm.
And this isn't fair, you know?
Yeah.
And I had to get away from that mindset, and that's when I moved to the mindset of our story will help somebody
Mhm.
somewhere. Because you don't hear about stuff that often. You hear about, like, I think the end results
Yeah.
of women getting harmed,
Right.
children getting harmed, like, you hear that, but you don't hear a lot of the story, how it got there.
Right. Or even
So
like the forgiveness and stuff. We hear a lot of the things that, like, and we also understand with like people being abused and then them like wow now and like being like they did this, they did that and stuff, which there is a time for that and stuff. But I think the forgiveness aspect of it and like how you through the process have forgiven them and also you realize that if you weren't gonna forgive them, that was going to not just affect you, but your children, and that's not something you want. They've already been harmed enough.
yeah,
Last thing you need is some other you harming them some way. You
yeah,
don't mean to, it's unintentionally,
yeah,
but you know what I mean? Like, you're not meaning to and stuff.
yeah,
But I love the like, I appreciate you coming on and talking about that because like you said, you hear yeah, just the end effect of, like, bruises, all that, like, the physical stuff, you see it all and stuff, you never hear, like, the actual story.
yeah,
Like, the whole story and how you were dealing with it and how it worked out and how, you worked with your kids through this and all that and stuff.
Yeah. London struggles. So, like, through this whole thing, it's
Mhm.
just been a constant, um it's like a up and down, right? Like, it'll
Uh-huh.
be good, and then something will happen, and it's
Right.
like, "Okay, so now how do I process this?" So, I remember, like, I was in nursing school, and then I don't even remember what happened, but, like, custody started up again, and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me." And so I couldn't focus. So I had to drop out of nursing school,
Right,
and
yeah.
and that was around the same time I found out my dad had cancer.
Mhm.
And so, like, whirlwind. So I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna be able to concentrate on working, taking care of kids, nursing school, custody, and my dad."
Yeah.
So I just eliminated nursing.
Yeah.
Um,
Which you can get back to that
yeah,
anytime, girl.
anytime.
Right.
Yeah. And so then I was like, "Okay." So then port ended.
Mhm.
And then my dad was doing pretty well. Like, he went through, like, all his surgery, and it was a whirlwind. Like, he had a very hard cancer journey,
Mhm.
but then, he came home,
Yeah.
you know? And so we were cool, right? And then my dad got sick.
Mhm.
And so in February, he passed away. February 7th of 23, he passed away. And I kid you not, um, London's therapist was like, my dad had such a strong relationship and was such a good male role model for my daughters. And the therapist was like, "Can I let her dad know what's going on so he can help support her?"
Right, and you were like,
And I really thought, like, yeah, he would. Like, he'd be there for her. And 2 days later, it was the 10th.
"Uh-huh."
On the 10th, I got a notice that he went down and filed for full custody over for it's just, like, was one thing after
Right,
another,
yes.
that got that that hurt a lot
Mhm.
because, like, I can't even grieve my father, who is, like, my rock and
Mhm.
everything, and I'm going straight into, like, custody battle again
Yeah.
just because you just wanna kick me while I'm down,
Yeah.
and then that lasted for I don't know how long, but it ended November this past year of
Yeah.
24, and, December, we had our final hearing, and it ended in him saying he wanted to terminate his rights and didn't want anything to do with her anymore. Um,
That's crazy.
yeah, and so was now we're processing I'm trying to help London process him not being around. It's been almost a year since
Mhm.
she's, seen or spoken to him,
Yeah.
and so that's been hard for her to
Right.
process. So now I'm trying to help her grieve that, and she understands fully what's going on.
Mhm.
And, we just pray about it.
Right.
Um, but watching your kid walk through that and you're like, everyone was like, "Oh, good, you don't have to deal with him anymore." And I was like, "But that wasn't my goal. My goal was to never, like, eliminate him out of the picture. It was
Right.
to how can you be like the father that I had? How
Yeah.
can you be the best father you can be
Yeah.
for her?" Instead of trying to change you,
Mhm.
you hate me so much, you'd rather just leave her.
Right, which is it's sad. I mean, like, that's so sad because you
Yeah.
don't want that, and it's like,
That
yeah,
wasn't
he's not here, but
Yeah.
that's not what I wanted. Like, I want my daughter to have
Yeah.
a
And
father.
she knows that, and
Yeah.
I know he hasn't made good choices, but I know he's a good person deep
Right.
down,
Right.
and that's my dad, and I love him. And you're just like, watch a 9-year-old give forgiveness
Right.
to an adult who's hurt them,
Right.
and
But how do you think she learned that?
yeah,
From
I
you.
know, I know,
I know.
and
And
it's
God
yeah,
gave you yeah.
yeah, it's just it's
Oh, yeah,
hard,
no, because that shouldn't have to be. A nine-year-old shouldn't have to forgive her father for
Mhm,
the stuff he I mean, like, the stuff he did and
yeah.
stuff,
She has a
and not being
journal.
around.
She writes letters, I
Oh,
hold
she's a
on
journal.
mhm,
Oh,
and
gosh, I
writes
love
letters, and we
uh-huh,
hold on or pictures or whatever, and I
uh-huh.
hold on to them. You know,
Yeah.
'Cause she'll ask me, "Do you still have it?" And I'm like, "Yeah,"
Mhm.
but, Yeah, it's watching her give grace,
Mhm.
and it's just amazing and hard to see at the same time
Yeah.
because you were watching the person she wants most in her life,
Mhm.
and she's forgiving him for not being there.
Yeah.
At the same time, she blames herself.
Right, and that's horrible. I mean, that's hard to see and stuff because it's like, it's not your fault. You wanna be like, "It's not your
It's
fault."
not your
It's
fault.
not
Yeah.
your fault, but we do I mean, like, as human beings, we just that's what we do. We think, like, there's something wrong with it, like, I must have done something, and it's hard to, like, be like, "You didn't." Like, how
Yeah.
do you parent that?
I let her know and make her repeat that, like, his behaviors and actions are not any nature of anything that she has done.
Mhm, right,
That it's not you. And
right,
that I remind her you're a child and you don't have that much of a, like, just that what she says or does or anything that she's done should not have that much play into an adult's life for them to be like, "Oh, well, my 9-year-old doesn't want me around, so I'm just not gonna be around," or
right,
something, and I've told her, it's like, "There's nothing that you could do or say to make me leave you,"
right.
like, I if I did, it would be because I left,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
Because there's nothing you could do as a child to put me in a place where I'm like, "I'm leaving."
Yeah,
No matter how horrible your behaviors or actions or anything, like, I'll always be here because that's my that's my choice,
right,
and you're my responsibility, like, I'm accountable for you, and I want to be here.
right,
No
yeah,
matter how hard it gets, I'm here,
right,
and I would never walk away, and I just let her know that some people do that, and we just have to pray,
yeah.
you know? So,
Amen to that.
yeah.
I mean, it's that's so hard to navigate, but that's I mean, like, I mean, it's honestly all truth. It's not like you're, like, making up and trying to make her feel better, like,
Mm-mm.
that's just the honest truth of the
Yeah.
thing and stuff, and it's sad that she has to go through that and stuff, but it's great that, she has you as a mother,
Yeah.
right? And that you've gone through it and you saw the pain in it and you put, like, purpose in you were like, "This is not gonna happen." Like, you did go through this, but this is not going to happen. Like, this is not gonna define you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not this person that has this kind of father and that's not like, that's not you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I felt for so long like he would always say I would try to control the narrative. And I was like, I'm not trying to control the narrative. I want, like, the judge or like our lawyers or like the guardian ad litem to see that I'm trying. And I think in over explaining myself in messages
Mhm.
and in court and stuff, it came off as like you're trying to control it or something, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, "I don't wanna get like, I just want you guys to see that, like, I'm trying
Yeah.
really hard." People don't talk about co-parenting with
Mhm.
the person you're actively healing from,
Yeah.
um,
That's
and that's
that's
hard.
true.
We trigger each other, like,
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. There is probably a lot of things I did or and said in the wrong way that probably triggered him just like
Mhm.
he did me, but, I just had to learn how to let it go.
Mhm.
Like, God's like I said, God's like, "Let it go," and I was like, "Nope," like, they're gonna see what I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to cause a problem, I need them to know that, like, I was trying to do X, Y, and Z, and the moment I stopped doing that, when God was like, "Give it to me,"
Mhm.
and I struggled with that big time, is like, that was my big struggle, is giving it to God, um, because I just felt like I have to protect my daughter, and
Yeah.
if I'm not actively doing this and I just give it to you, like, who's gonna advocate for her, you know?
Mhm.
And so, what but the moment I gave it, I was like, "I just can't anymore," 'cause it was like, and that's where my peace came in, like,
Yeah.
the moment I gave it over to God, I found peace, and then the truth just started revealing itself. to the
Right.
point where, like, I didn't have to do or say anything. Like, our guardian ad litem was like, "Whoa," and my lawyer was like, "Whoa." There's a lot of,
Yeah.
like, he say, she say, which they can't go off of, but
Mhm.
when the truth starts revealing
Right.
without me even having to say anything, everyone was just kinda like, "Huh, like, this is what you've been saying all these years."
Right.
A and no one could see it because I was trying so hard
Yeah.
to make them see what was going on. And I'm telling you, like, the moment I gave it over to God, there was, like, a shift in everything. I still stand by, like, walking away isn't the answer. Like, your
Mhm.
daughter's struggling, like, she loves you, she wants you to be in her life, and everyone's like, "It's probably for the better," and I'm like, "But is it?"
Right.
Because we just went from one extreme to the other.
Right.
Like, there's no balance
Yeah.
in there anywhere. We just went from, like, manipulation and abuse to, like, non-existence,
Yeah.
and there's no peace for her, there's no answers
Right.
because now she's struggling, but, so some people like, "It this is this is what we've been praying for," and I'm like, "No,
Ain't
it's
no one praying
not."
for their child for someone to have no
Yeah.
father. Yeah.
I was like,
You're like,
this is
"That's
not what
not what."
anyone wanted, like, we just
Yeah.
wanted, like, peace.
Yeah.
And I hope one day he can find
Right.
that, we pray for him, which is hard. That is hard. Praying for when I say
Right.
pray for your enemies, like, why?
Right. Especially
They're
when your
not
enemies that
praying for
came for you,
me.
right?
Like, they if anything, they're wishing ill upon me,
Right, that's
you
true. I
know?
mean, it is, but that honestly is a very I mean, the Lord says it, so boo, you gotta do it, and that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's easy to say it to somebody, but then, like, you're actually, like, applying it and actually doing it, like, you're walking it,
Yeah.
and that is hard,
I try.
especially someone who's been, abusive, been manipulated, just all the stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like other people have seen it, so it's not just you making up stuff, like,
Mm-mm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not you being
Yeah.
like, "He did this and that," and, like, I'm not like, I don't wanna pray for him because he did that, but, like, actually praying I mean, plus it's a beautiful example to your children and stuff, your girls,
Yeah.
because that's something that, like, the Satan uses more than anything, it's just all those kind of things and, like, the unforgiveness and just, like, "This happened to you, this and that," and if they don't see you doing it, then they're gonna be like it's just gonna get at them more.
Mhm. Yeah, my oldest, she she, um she struggled a lot because she held it all in,
Mhm,
and I didn't know, and so when we would unpack in therapy, I always thought, like, the problem was him,
mhm.
and I was humbled because it was like, I was angry at you for leaving me with him,
Yeah.
and I was like, "But I didn't know," you know? But I had to she's right, like, I didn't know, but I didn't keep her safe either,
Mhm.
and, um, we struggled with that for a little while, um
I bet so. I mean, that would be hard for, I mean, both sides, but being a mom into it, like, and hearing that and stuff. Because I mean, like, I feel you. Like, I understand like where you're coming from, but it goes. I mean, like, but it's also hard to hear because you do feel like as being a mother, you want to protect your children and stuff, and you thought you were like just going to work, just like, and she was just being a child,
Mhm.
and so you didn't know, and that's the hard thing, hearing that and having to like work through that for even yourself and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
so when we unpacked that in therapy, I was like, "Wow,
Right.
that is not what I expected,"
Mhm.
I respect it though, and her being able to tell me
Yeah, and
so we
that
could get through that.
right.
Yeah, so, all the thing it broke down to it being all the things that he did to her and put her through, said to her,
Mhm.
you know, was, "I really just wanted you, mom." And it was like, "Oh,
Right.
I'm so sorry."
Right.
That's hard,
Mhm.
you know? Same thing with London, like, my kids know I will go to the ends of the earth to protect them.
Yeah.
Like, there is nothing I won't do.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I think people who have watched me go through this know that too, like, there is no stopping.
Right.
Like, it does not matter what it takes from me, like, I will protect my children.
Mhm.
You know, that's my purpose in life.
Yeah.
Um, and so, yeah. But having to your child to heal from you
Uh-huh.
was like, "Oh, wow." I didn't yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Goodness.
yeah, no, I bet. I mean, I bet so. That's just it's hard. I mean, like, also, I feel like it speaks volumes that you are willing to sit with them in therapy and hear this and not be like, "Well, you know," and, like, and make excuses and be like and, like, to actually hear it because I feel like stuff like this happens and parents still are just, like, make excuses and stuff, but you just sit there and be like, "This sucks to hear, and this is, you know, like, I did have my flaws and stuff," but, like,
Yeah.
you just sitting there shows that you're trying to protect like, you're doing what's best for them,
Yeah. What
and you're
they've
putting yourself aside.
yeah, everything they've been through, like, I have to apologize. I
Mhm.
apologize to my kids all the time. I
Okay.
think some
Alright.
adults, like, are like, "I'm not
Oh, yeah,
apologizing to
no, I straight
them."
up apologize to my kids
Yeah.
all the time.
I will come back and I'd be like, I'm sorry. Like,
Mhm,
I was wrong for how I approached you, I was wrong for how I said that, or,
mhm,
um, I was, just wrong in whatever way I wronged them.
mhm.
Um, so yeah, especially with what they've gone through,
Yeah.
you know. Sometimes I don't come back right away. Like, it's not like I snap and then I'm
Right.
like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Like, there's been times where it's been a few hours and I just sit in my room and I'm like, "That was harsh,"
Right.
and I have
Right.
to go be like, "I'm sorry,"
Right.
you know?
'Cause there is
Um,
times when you snap at them and you're like, "I'm not gonna apologize because they actually it was a character flaw,
yeah,
like, it was something that needed to be corrected."
yeah,
But then there's other times when it's like, you need to apologize. Like, yes, you are the parent, but also you're a human being and
yeah.
stuff.
There was a long time I was just overwhelmed,
Mhm.
overstimulated. I was anxious, like, I feel like I lived in anxiety, like, I was high functioning anxiety.
Yeah.
I played all these scenarios and how could I have done this differently, and I should have said that, and I should have done this, and constant, like,
Yeah.
even from situations where it was me and him, and it'd be, like, 3 years old, and I'd be like, "I should have said that," and it would just
Right.
come out of nowhere, and I was like, that's a horrible way to live."
Right. It is,
Like
but that's how most people live
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, and so I always I'm an overthinker, like, still to
Mhm.
this
Oh my
day.
gosh, same here.
Yeah, that is not
Girl, I
fun.
overthink all the time, especially bedtime's the worst because 'cause I'll be overthinking stuff from, like, 20 years, be like, "Gosh, this is why I do this because I did the" oh, I'm just
Yeah,
always overthinking.
yeah,
You gotta give that to the Lord. I'm just so half the time I'm always like, "Lord, it's already been there, I've been forgiven for it, you've cleansed it, why am I keep thinking about it?"
yeah. It's not often I can sit in silence 'cause the thoughts. So I always just have to watch a show at
Right.
night until I, like, pass out.
Right.
So
Right, I have
or
to
like
that
I
or, like, drug myself. I mean, not
yeah.
I say by drug, like melatonin and, like, overdose of a little bit of magnesium, a little more than I probably should.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, because I gave up drinking, so I don't drink anymore or any stuff because that used to kinda, like, soothe me and kinda, like, slow down my thoughts, so now I just gotta sit with them, give them to the Lord, and
Yeah.
take melatonin or magnesium.
Yeah. That's another thing I think people don't realize how much they do of is lean on something.
Right, well, I didn't the thing is my drinking wasn't even like I when I talk about it, I feel like it's giving, like, I was
You're
drinking
an
tons. Yeah,
alcoholic.
but, like, it
Yeah.
was just, like, 1 drink,
Yeah.
but they was just, like,
Couple drinks.
I relied on that drink so
It was
much.
you felt a way
Yeah,
that I was like, "Oh, these kids are irritating me.
yeah,
I can't wait till I go to bed so I have a glass of wine or
yeah, and it was just
something."
that 1 wine was, like, get
And
me
just
through the day, and I'm
that
like, "This shouldn't be, like what should get me through a day is the Lord, not this glass of
yeah.
wine." And it has been, like, now it's but the thing is, when I was afraid to give it up also because then I was like, "What's people gonna think when I go out to drink?" Because I used to go drinking with people. I wouldn't say and even when I say this, I'm not saying, like, I was chugging beers or anything. It'd be,
Yeah.
like, 1 or 2 glass, like, nothing crazy. But now I'm like, "What would people," like, think? And I've never had anyone, like, push back on it or any kind of stuff.
Mm-mm.
Plus, I've also had so much more, like, clarity, and I appreciate, like, being ready. Like, in the morning time, I'm not like, "Oh, I had 1 glass. Oh, I have a headache," and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
there's just, like I'm always ready to go. It sounds kinda
Yeah.
silly, but, like, I always
No.
am just, like, clear-minded if something was to happen
Yeah.
or something.
I didn't by no means okay, so, like, out of everything that I've gone through, the roughest time of my life was when my dad passed.
Mhm.
I lost myself so much.
I mean, because it sounds like he was your,
He's
like,
my
that rock, that
my
everything.
mom is my best friend.
Uh-huh.
I go to her about everything. My dad was my sound
Uh-huh.
advice, my rock,
Right.
my, like, I won't steer you wrong, but Imma
Mhm.
give it to you like it is
Yeah.
too. But I'm also the baby girl, and I was protected by
Mhm.
him. Like, I just knew I could go to my dad and be like, "I need $1,000,000," and he would find a way to get it for me. You
Oh,
know, like,
yeah.
that was him.
Right.
Um, and so between that and, like, this whole, like, I want custody of our daughter, like, full custody, like,
Right.
he really tried to take my baby from me and for me to not be seen
Mhm.
again. Like, he did not want me in her life, and I relied on drinking, and I was by no means, like you said, alcohol, but it was those 1 to 2 drinks at night that just was, like,
Right.
my release instead of going to God.
Yeah.
And, I struggled in that time too, like, I fell in a dark place,
Mhm.
um, through that without, giving it to God either.
Right.
'Cause, man, I could not think about or talk about my dad without just wanting to sob.
Right. I mean,
I
you're doing great. This
Yeah.
whole thing, you're doing great, and I'm like, I would be over here all of my
I wonder,
emotions.
I was like, "Am I gonna cry?" But I think I've talked about I'm just so okay with everything now, and
Mhm.
so, like, I want my story to help others
Mhm.
and to know that you can heal. You have my Uncle Gary on
Yeah.
your show,
Uh-huh.
and he's a pastor, but he's a chaplain too, and I remember I went to him and I was like, "I'm going to go insane." Like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know, like, it's so much. Like, it was just more and more and more, and there's never like, "Okay, Imma take this thing off your plate, but now here's a new thing you can deal with." It just the plate was overflowing with
Right.
issues, and I
Yes.
was like, "I can't," between kids and trauma, um, and dealing with that, and how do I process that? We're having issues at school, we're having issues at home, we have issues, like, everywhere we go, and then, like, me trying to process, like, it was always one thing, like, so you heal or you let go of one thing, and here's a new thing that arises, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, where's the break?
Mhm.
Where is the break? Is it ever gonna come?" And I told my uncle, I was like, "I was gonna break," and he said, "I have seen people in your shoes who have broken," and he's like, "I don't know how you haven't yet."
Mhm.
Um,
And you're like, and this is coming from Uncle Gary, right?
yeah. Yeah, and I that was just kinda I was like, "That's because God in my support system."
Mhm.
I fully feel that there's women in my position who don't have the if I don't know what I would do, what I would have done, or how I would have handled all of this if I didn't have my support system, and
Mhm.
my support system is deeply rooted in God, and I think that is the only way that I've made it through.
Mhm.
Because there's times where I'm like, I don't wanna be here, like, this isn't life. Like, this
Right.
is not what like, this isn't how I grew up. Like, I grew up in a happy home,
Mhm.
happy childhood, like, in peace, not chaos and strife, and I feel like that's what I'm living in, and I was like, this cannot be the life God has intended
Yeah.
for me." And then I heard in church one day, it was like, "Stop asking why you're going through something and start asking what can you do with it, or
Mhm.
what can it bring to you and to
Right.
others." I think that's when my perspective changed too, is just, how can I help someone,
Right.
you know?
That's true.
So
It is. It's so true. It's like this pain has to have a purpose. It can't be hard for no reason. Like there is a reason for this and
mhm.
stuff. And I definitely think your story will help. I mean, it's helped me just listen to it. I haven't had any abuse, but just other kind of like it's very inspirational with the, like forgiveness and your like you could definitely tell you have peace. I mean, like talking to you, I mean, seeing you and stuff. I will definitely think that when people listen to this, they will notice it.
Yeah.
Right.
Peace, it's an underrated blessing, I think,
Right.
that, like, honestly, that some people, they live a life in peace, but, like, you don't I don't think you can fully grasp like the benefit and the gratitude of it when you haven't lived in chaos and strife.
Right.
It's just like what I crave now. Like it's all I ever want.
It's
It's
peace.
just peace.
Well, now that the Lord will give it to you, and it seems like He has.
Yeah. We
Right.
still struggle.
Oh yeah, I mean
You know,
that's the thing. I think
but
also what I like from this podcast is that it's like it's not like you get just like immediately delivered from
yeah,
it, and then like because this world is broken and we're going to suffer. It says in the Bible we will suffer until we meet the Lord and
mhm.
stuff. So it's not like you suddenly like get healed from something or like it's taken away and then there's just like now you're just peachy and living.
Yeah, I'm great.
All right.
Life's
I'm great.
fine.
Like it will
yeah,
constantly, but you now know that you have that strong foundation in the Lord.
yeah,
And the Lord has delivered you from, the trauma and you're still working through the trauma, but like out of the situation and stuff. And you know that the Lord is good. So that if you continue to marinate on that or meditate on it, then that will get you through these hardships.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I concur.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
All
You know,
right.
I'm thankful for where I am. Life could be so much worse. It could be harder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, we're safe. We're happy.
Right.
You know, we have God and a good support system, and that's really all that matters in life now. You know,
Uh-huh.
it's just my little family, my little happiness, my little bubble.
My little
My
bubble,
little
right?
bubble. I try to say my bubble. So
Right.
I love my little just love being at home and
All right.
you know.
Just the easier things, not
Yeah.
all the chaos and drama.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because now you've been taken out of it. Now
Yeah.
you get your bubble with your children
Yeah.
and your support system. That's all you need.
That's all I need.
All right. Do you have anything else to tell the audience before?
No,
No,
I don't
I know I
think
ask people
so.
that, and I feel like I should warn people because some people are like they feel like they have to. I'm like, no, just when something else hits you, then you want to tell
No.
people. All right,
No.
I'm gonna finish this out in a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day. Thank you so much for Grace and for her story, Lord, and how we can see your goodness through it, Lord, that you are the God of the valley and the mountain, Lord. And Heavenly Father, I just pray that her story does touch people and that they feel seen, heard, and loved through her story, Lord. And that I just thank you so much that she has turned her pain into a purpose to glorify you, Lord. And I just pray for the people listening to this that are struggling, Lord. May Grace's message just let them know that there is peace in the struggle and that you're not a God of chaos, but God of peace, and that may they just give their struggle to you, Lord, and that you are there to take it, Lord, that you meet them with your mercy, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Thank you so much, Grace.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. This is Image Bearers, and I'm Lacey Connor. I hope you all have a good day.